Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, welcome back. This pick a card reading will be, why do people fall in love with you? Pile 1 is Gynoid Hadari, and pile 2 is Koyama Megami.
Please help us.
So you have the Sun, the Empress, and the Emperor. So people fall in love with you because they see you as someone who is their perfect match. They feel like you have done a lot of work on yourself and you are very protected, you're very mature, you know what it is that you want and you're not afraid to go after it. You are people's dream person. And even if they can't have you romantically, they would love to have a platonic connection with you. When I was shuffling your cards, I was hearing the song Bulletproof. So these people feel like you are very special. You've done a lot of work and you're somebody who they would feel very comfortable around. You trigger people to heal and you make them want to become the best version of themselves. Yeah, people feel like you are a beacon of light. You're somebody who you just naturally pull people in, but they know you had a long journey. Like this isn't something that you were able to magically, bring it to fruition. It's the way you nurture yourself, the way you really cater to yourself that makes people fall in love with you. It makes them want to spoil you and give you everything that you desire. Even if you feel like you already have everything, they still want to give you more. Your energy feels very rare and sacred. It's hard to come across people like you. This is why they feel so deeply, and this is really based off of like first impression as well. You're very optimistic and you stay in your lane. You could be a very patient person, very understanding. You just get it, like you just understand things. And people don't have to explain it, they don't have to break it down to you. You naturally understand. I feel like for some of you, even if you're already in a relationship, you still have people who will wait for you. They feel like you're worth the wait. You're worth the sacrifice. They can really love the connection you have with your person. And you also have this balance to you where you have your masculine and your feminine is very healed. You're the type of person that doesn't overdo it. It feels like everything you do just makes sense. I feel like people can't stop staring at you either. I also feel like your style makes people fall in love with you as well. Everything you wear, it just fits perfectly. I know it sounds cliche, but people are seeing you as someone who is perfect. Your flaws and all, whatever you don't like, they love. You just make sense. If they were to see you in a room full of people, you would stand out. They would choose you. There will be no other distractions. There will be no other options. It's either you or no one at all. And like I said, this stems from you doing a lot of work on yourself. You could have taken some time away to really focus on you. Some of you could be in isolation. Others of you could be dating and getting to know different people. But you're always choosing yourself. So if you have recently made this change, or this could be how you've always been, where you always are catering to you, you're always making sure that you prioritize self, people are picking up on this energy. And it's making a lot of people gravitate towards you. Wow, your reading is already crazy. King of Cups, Six of Swords, Queen of Cups. So you have the Emperor, the Empress, the King, the Queen. And if the moon comes out, that'll be even crazier because you have the sun here. And the Six of Swords kind of look like yin and yang, sun and moon, night and day, dark and light. You're just very balanced. Like this is so simple, it's so like easy to explain, but at the same time it can be a little bit difficult to explain. Love doesn't have a specific definition. Everyone has their own perspective, their own meaning when it comes to love. And this is how people will explain you. You are love. Whatever idea of love is, that's you. I feel like many people will fall in love with you. Doesn't matter their race, doesn't matter any of those things. You are everyone's type. And it's easy to love you because you love yourself. You make it easy for people to give to you. You make it easy for them to treat you the way you deserve to be treated. Because you are starting with self. You are starting with you first. It's really not much to say here. I feel like people just stare at you. Like, that's all they can really do is stare and wish and fantasize and daydream about you. The Tower and the Page of Swords. Yeah, you have people staring. You definitely have people staring. Some of you could walk gracefully, or you carry yourself gracefully. You could take your time when you wake up in the morning and start your day. It feels like you're never in a rush. Or this is how you look. Even if you didn't sleep at night and you had to get up really early and rush to work, it doesn't seem like it. Every day it looks like you took your time. You are art. You look like a painting. You look like someone genuinely painted you, sculpted you. You are a very beautiful, handsome creation. You have the type of energy where authors and movie directors, they would create books and films about you. It makes me think about Marilyn Monroe as well. I was trying to think of a male comparison to Marilyn, but I can't think of that right now. But you have that energy. I feel like things are better written down than said to you. People want to do things that carry more meaning, that carry a lot of depth before they give it to you. So you may not have many people who approach you and tell you this. They may write it down instead. They may show you instead. So you could be someone who people often give free items to, or people randomly pay for your food, or they randomly buy you drinks. They randomly offer you things. It's very difficult to explain your beauty, but it's easy at the same time. I just feel like words aren't enough for people to express to you how they view you and why they love you. It's just you. It's only you. And like I said before, it's extremely rare to come across this type of energy. I feel like you leave a lot of people speechless. People love you and they fall in love with you because you don't have to try hard. You know who you are. You know you are the Empress. You know you are the Emperor. You know you possess these qualities. So it's not forced. It's natural. The way you walk, the way you speak, you are truly an authentic person, and people can feel that. Especially in this world today. You stand out naturally without having to say anything. I feel like people make excuses when it comes to talking to you. So they may not know what to say specifically. So they'll just approach you and ask you for directions. Or they'll ask you like, do you know where this aisle is? Or where this item is? Or do you know this store? Have you ate here before? And it's so random. You're like, what? But it's because they don't know what else to say, but they want to at least say something to you. So they're falling in love with you because of who you are, how you look, how you carry yourself. This is all natural. Like, it's a natural attraction people have. If it was anyone else, they wouldn't be able to capture people's attention the way you do. You have the Six of Pentacles and the Death. I said before where you're very patient. I'm not sure if I say you're calm, but you give off a very calm vibe. Even when there's chaos and everyone's running around and panicking, you're walking. When everyone's yelling and screaming, you are using your inside voice. You're speaking calmly. You don't allow yourself to overreact. You have a lot of self-control. You're not easily accessible. You're not easily available. You're not always available. You have strong boundaries up. And I feel like it makes people feel so drawn to you, because if they were you, they would be all over the place. They would be in everyone's face. They would accept every single offer, but you don't respond that way. You have a lot of respect for yourself. You have morals. You have values. Your energy is very intimidating, but it's also very, very enticing. It makes people wonder more about you. It makes them want to ask you questions and dive into your mind. You are different. You stand out. Some of you could be makeup artists. You could be hairstylists. You could love like the beauty industry, or you could be a part of it. Or maybe that's something you want to do. Or you look like you should be. You look like you should be a model. You should be in the beauty industry. So people feel this way about you because you're not a superficial person. Like, people see you as someone who could be. Like, if you were to behave a certain way, if you were to be cocky, if you were to be arrogant, they feel like they really wouldn't be surprised if somebody like you were to be that way. If you were naturally snarky and had a bad attitude, they would feel like that's typical for somebody that looks like you. It's like people will give you a pass because of how attractive you are. But you are the complete opposite. You are a sweetheart. You're very kind. You're very down to earth. You have a lot of self-control. Like, you may notice a lot of people are always trying to be around you. People could follow you, not in a weird way. Well, some of you, it may be in a weird way, so just be careful. But they could just follow you, like, when you're in the store. They could stare at you a lot, trying to figure out, like, what are you about to buy? You could have a large following, but you're like the popular loner. You have a lot of influence, but you don't take advantage of it. Like, you don't use it in a bad way. You're simply living your life. Your energy reminds me of like Tumblr or Pinterest. Like, it's very low key, but a lot of people see you. A lot of people know you. But you're not like broadcasting your life. You're not putting everything out there. So you could just take trips and take cute pictures and, take a picture of your food, and that's really it. But you get like a lot of likes, a lot of followers from doing that. Like, it's simplicity. Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. Oh my gosh. I had to check to see if I was still recording because this is crazy. Your reading has me speechless right now because I feel like a lot of you don't even realize how powerful your energy is, especially if you have been doing a lot of healing. Like, people can feel that, people can sense it, people can see it. It's very prominent here. You just have this natural energy to you where people know that they can trust you. They know that if they need anything, they can come to you. And you'll be honest with them. You'll be straightforward. You won't shy away from telling them what they need to hear. People just naturally trust you. You could notice that people come up to you and they tell you their life story and they just met you. They don't even introduce themselves. They don't even know your name. They don't know anything. All they know is the energy that they feel, and they feel pulled to come to you and talk to you. I feel like you are an empath, and this could be why you do a lot of work on yourself. It's natural at this point. Like, you're not intentionally trying to heal. Your body just naturally heals, or you're always in a healing state. You feel deeply, and you're a very understanding person. And that's why you're so protective of your energy. You're protective of yourself. But a lot of people want to be around you. They want to talk to you. They want to get to know you. And this is all your work. This is all that you've done for yourself that's making people feel this way about you. You have the Three of Pentacles. You're also very independent as well. You could have a lot of people who want to work with you, but you'd rather work alone. You'd rather do things by yourself. It feels like if you were to work with different people, they don't move as fast as you do. They don't work as hard as you do. You could also be very particular and very like picky when it comes to your work. So you don't really want just anybody connected to your name. So this is definitely what is making people fall in love with you. This is what makes them feel so deeply for you. You're not a needy person. You're able to get things done on your own, but you don't have to boast about it either. You just do it. You just do the work. You don't have to claim credit or try to be the first to do this or the first to do that. Like, you just get it done. And I feel like you are bringing in a lot of attention. Some of you, if you have thought about starting a platform or building something for yourself, it'll be very beneficial right now to do so because the energy is really high right now around you. You may also notice, like, when you first step outside, it's pretty quiet. There's not many people out. But then once you start to like get to your destination, all of a sudden everybody starts walking in the store. All of a sudden everybody's, parking outside. You can notice, like, when you step in a room, the room fills up. But when you weren't there, it was empty. It's like people just naturally come towards you, and most of them don't even know specifically why, outside of you being attractive. Outside of the obvious, it's hard for them to understand or explain, like, why do I feel so drawn to this person? that's also what makes them very curious about you. But this pile has done a lot of work. And this doesn't feel like it was just a few weeks or a few months. This feels like years. Like you've been really putting in a lot of work to grow and become the best version of yourself. And even if you're just starting, you're doing an amazing job, because it definitely shows. People are in love with you. Like, they feel deeply. This is like, I can barely focus my thoughts. Your energy is crazy. Like, you could have came from my last reading, the pile when I said their energy was crazy. I think it was pile 2. But yeah, I don't even have anything else to say. I'm just staring at the cards, because you are literally art. Like, that's the best way I can put it. A beautiful painting, that is what you are. You are not of today. You're not of today's age. You're not of today's way of doing things. It's like you've been here for lifetimes, like, you know. And that could also be how you feel. You feel like you've been here for lifetimes. You could also feel like you have an old soul. I feel like there's something about your hands, your nails. You could have like a beauty mark on your hands. Or people love holding your hand. They love touching your hands. They just love being close to you. They love being close enough to you to where they can hold you or hug you. I also feel like animals are drawn to you as well. You may go to a friend's house and they may tell you like their pet doesn't, like people. Their pet isn't friendly, but the pet walks up to you and allows you to pet it and hold it. Yeah, your energy is different, and it's difficult to explain, and that is what makes it so beautiful. So that's your reading, pile 1. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my community tab. And until then, I'll talk to you soon.
Kyoto, help me.
So you have the 6 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 5 of Cups. So when I was shuffling, I was hearing 2 songs. The first one was Where I Want to Be, and the second song was Soldier. So I feel like people love you because you're not afraid to walk away. Even if you built like a strong bond with someone, if they aren't doing what they're supposed to do, you will leave them. You have a lot of people regretting the decisions that they made when they were with you. I feel like in a lot of connections, you are the one that got away. You are the one that people think about. They reminisce about you often. Even if they found somebody new, they still think about you. They still reminisce. People love that you're not afraid to leave anything or anyone behind. And you could find yourself walking away often. It could be even easier now for you to walk away than it was before. You're just someone who doesn't tolerate any problems, any issues, insecurities. You don't deal with those things. You teach people a lot of lessons. You could be people's karma. Once you walk away and you cut all ties, people have to really sit in that energy and, realize what they've done, realize what they've lost. Yeah, there's a lot of old energy here. And these are people that can't help but love you because you chose yourself. You make people realize that they're selfish and you're selfish are 2 different things. They could have been selfish in a relationship with you. So you decided to leave and be selfish with your love and your energy. This energy feels very sad because it's people who are clearly aware of the type of love that you give them, the type of energy that you bring, but they still take it for granted. And it's like as soon as you leave, all of a sudden they're crying. They're immediately crying. As soon as you call it quits, their heart drops. I feel like these are people that love you because you make them a better person, but they wish that they were this person before they met you. They wish that they could have another chance with you. I feel like even years later down the line, when they found somebody and they're settled down, they're in a connection, and they could even be happy, they still think about you. They feel like they would be happier. You have the Devil, the Temperance, and the Knight of Cups. I feel like people also love you because you don't go around spreading people's business after you have separated from them. Like, you completely cut all ties, you remove them, you release them, and you go on with your life. There's a lot of people who talk about you and a lot of people who want to be a part of your life. a lot of people who want a chance with you. And these are even people who are around your past connections, your past people. And the way people speak of you, the way people, admire you, it makes your past people like fall in love with you all over again. And you may not want to hear that. You may not care about the past, but it's showing up here. You leave people addicted to you, and it's because you chose yourself. It's because you'll never look back. You'll never go backwards. You'll always move forward. So they respect you, and that's why they still have this love for you. Even if the separation was tumultuous, their feelings still run deep. And it may not mean anything to you, but it just shows your character. It shows that you are a very mature person. And you may know this already, but it's just, a little extra confirmation just to reassure you that you're going down the right path. You are doing the right thing by choosing to be a righteous person, choosing to be someone who respects yourself enough to not run around, telling this person's business or exposing this person, even if at one point in time you may have felt like they deserve to be exposed. They deserve to be put out there, put on the hot seat. But you're always choosing to be the bigger person. You always choose the higher road. So there's a lot of respect here as well. It's the way you move and the way you can really kind of keep yourself balanced and keep yourself grounded without losing control. And it feels like even if these past people were to spread rumors about you, no one ever believes it, because when a separation occurs, you go and you continue to be yourself. You may meditate, you may, really align and balance yourself out and clear out all that energy. They go on a rampage. They go on a spree of low vibrational activities. And people can clearly see who was a problem in the connection. You could have people that want to apologize to you as well. They could have said and done a lot of things, to tarnish your name, but it did nothing besides expose them. You could be someone who truly believes that karma is real. And as long as you continue to go down the right path and you continue to choose self and do the right thing for you, you'll be fine. You will receive those new beginnings. You'll receive the things that you're manifesting. You'll have a beautiful future ahead of you. And these are people that unfortunately have to learn the hard way. Karma is real. People love that you are someone who will leave your problems at home. So you may have gone through a very devastating situation, but you still went to work and did your job. You still showed up at a family member's birthday party. You still was a friend to people. You were still kind. You know how to handle yourself. People see you as someone who's very controlled, and you take accountability. You take responsibility for yourself. You could be a very safe driver. You may not even do drugs or drink at all. You're just very responsible. Six of Wands and the Three of Swords. Yeah, it feels like people know this about you. So for a lot of you, you could have broken up with a lot of people because they just weren't trying to grow. They weren't mature. You could find yourself outgrowing people a lot. But the way you separate from them is very mature. You have a conversation with them. You sit down and articulate your feelings. But it's like these are people that will overreact, or they'll do the most instead of, acknowledging what you're saying to them and understanding what you're telling them. It doesn't feel like you just ambush these people, cutting ties and releasing them and walking away. It feels like you're very clear throughout the connection, what you like and what you dislike, and they don't listen. These are people that take beautiful things for granted, and then they play victim when their life is in shambles, when situations don't play out the way they wanted it to. These are people that take but they never give, or they don't give as much as they've received. You could really put these people on blast, but you don't. It's a waste of energy. It's the waste of time. And you'd rather use your time and energy for something that is actually important, something that actually means a lot to you. So you being a very mature person is standing out significantly here. Yeah, when it comes to cutting people off, you do not play. You do not go back. You do not reminisce or look back with fond memories. You release it and that's it. Some of you could move far away. You make sure you are no longer connected to those people or that person. And people love this about you because it takes a strong person to do that. A lot of people, they go back over and over and over again just to get hurt, just to receive the same outcome. But you see people as they are. If they tell you they're going to change, they're going to grow, you say, okay, let's see. Time will pass, they don't change, they don't grow, you leave. You don't accept people when they try to do right last minute. If you have been very clear that you like pink roses and not red roses, and you're dealing with someone who's constantly bringing you red roses, you will say, okay, this is not my connection. Clearly you're not my person, because you're bringing me something that I'm not, that I don't like. I don't ask for that. And you'll walk away. And that person will try to rush back around and bring you pink roses. You don't take that as something that's like, that doesn't flatter you. That doesn't make you feel like, oh my gosh, you remembered or you knew all along. No. If anything, it just shows you that they could have done it a long time ago. It makes you feel like, so you are capable of giving me what I deserve, but you chose to withhold it. For what reason? Who knows? Some people do it to make themselves feel good. Some people know exactly what you want, but they don't want to give you what you want to keep you around. And then once you leave, that's when they hurry up and try to do right to get you back. And then it's a cycle. They act right for a week, 2 weeks, and then they go back to their true selves. And then it's a cycle that you're in. And you refuse to be a part of that. That's why you cut people off and you release yourself. And these are people that they can't help but love you because they know what they're doing. They know how they're treating you. And they know you deserve better. But why would they tell you that when they want to experience you? They want to experience you in this beautiful, powerful energy, but they're not able to live up to that. They're not able to equally match with you. So instead, they'll try to bring you down, slowly but surely, so y'all can be equal. Instead of trying to do the work, grow up, mature, advance to your level. So this is what you clearly understand about people. They know what they're doing. They just choose to do what they want. And these people learn very quickly that you are not the one to play with. And they tried it and they failed. So you are loved because you always choose you first. You don't care if everybody's trying to be against you. You don't care if this person, ran off and wanted to be the first to degrade your character. The way you carry yourself shows who you are. People will be able to watch you and see, oh, they're actually a very balanced person. They're actually very content. They're actually not who you said they were. So let's look at you. And I keep looking at this devil card. Let's look at you. They're looking at this person as someone who's toxic, low vibrational, insecure, so on and so forth. Because we need to be focusing on you anyways. This energy here is like, OMG. You may even hear from this person. But either way, you are someone who has experienced a lot of things in life, but you don't let it change you. You are not jaded. You don't have this pessimistic mindset. Many different people, and that's just what it is. Instead of crying about it, pouting about it, being upset about it, whining about it, you simply take it for what it is. You could be someone who loves to heal people. You love to help them. You know your purpose here, but you understand that you don't have to hurt to heal other people. You don't have to feel their pain to heal them. And there's people who would rather just push it onto you and not actually do the work. A lot of you are very much protected, very protected. That's why you're able to walk away with your whole heart. Because you know when you were in these connections with these people, you gave everything you could. If that's not enough, there's no more left. You don't have to pick up the pieces. They do. You walk away knowing you did everything you could. So these people reminisce about you. They still love you. They still miss you because they're reminiscing about what they could have done, what they should have done, how they should have treated you. A lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas. You, if you were to look back, you would think to yourself, I gave all I could and it wasn't enough for them. So I'm going to leave. You know you did the best you could. They didn't appreciate it. It doesn't mean you are less than. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. You know this. That's why you leave. That's why you walk away. And you release them. And they're going to go lifetimes searching for your type of love, your type of support, your energy. Eight of Swords, the Magician, and the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords came out in the last pile 1. You know yourself. And people love this about you because people cannot pull the wool over your eyes. People can't come to you any kind of way because you will check them and you will cut them off. And since you release a lot of people, it feels like they're low key now. Once you walk away from them, they no longer post, they're no longer active, they're no longer out and about because they're suffering. They're trying to heal. When they were with you, it was easy. They were feeding off of your energy, feeding off of your light, mistaking it for theirs, knowing that it's not. So once you cut that off, you pull that rug from underneath them and they fail. And now they have to try to find their own way of getting up. They have to try to find their own light. It's within them, but it takes a lot to get there because this person has a lot built up that they need to release. A lot that they need to work through, but that's on them. We all have to do our own work. We're all individual people. You can help, you can support, you can love, you can give advice. But at the end of the day, each and every one of us still have to look in the mirror. You're not going to always have somebody there to guide you. That's why you need to use your own discernment. Think for yourself. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's very simple. But people like this make it difficult, but you make it look easy. It could be easier now because you've been doing this for a long time. But people love you because they fall so deeply for you. And they feel like without you, there's nothing. Without you, the world doesn't matter. The world doesn't exist. There is no life. So once you cut them off, they cannot help but hold on. They cannot help but feel this strong pull to you. Yeah, Two of Swords. You leave people stuck, man. It's crazy. Like, you leave people like in their head. Like, that is your job. I feel like a lot of you, that is your purpose. And you have many, but this one is very prominent here because it's so natural for you to do this. It's so natural for you to detach. And it's not in an unhealthy way. You just refuse to just sit in this type of energy. People who are projecting, people who are not trying to heal, you give them time, you give them warnings, and they don't listen. So why are you going to sacrifice yourself for them when they're not even putting in the work for themselves? They're not even trying. Yeah, you're just different. I see the Strength, the High Priestess, and the Star. Like, your energy is different. And I know this is about like why people love you, you know, but it has a lot to do with how you are releasing yourself from people and how you make it look so easy because you love yourself. You love yourself, you respect yourself, and you know you don't have to settle. Some of you in your past life, you may have settled. You may have sacrificed yourself for the greater good. But in this lifetime, you don't have to do that. And you won't. You refuse to. Especially not for people who wouldn't even do it for you. They don't even want to buy you the right flowers. They don't even want to, heal themselves. In order to be the best version for you, they'd rather bring you down. Your energy is intimidating. It makes people feel insecure. And a lot of you in this pile don't even care about the opinions of others. You don't care about all of that. And you could be watching this saying, yep, I know, facts, yep, I know. Like, you already know this. You're so in tuned. And I feel like there's something about you that is, like, people don't expect you to move like this. People don't expect you to remove yourself so easily. They could assume that you're going to stay around, but it's the type of love you give that makes people love you, that makes people fall in love with you. You give the type of love where people feel like you will never leave. You will always be there forever and ever and ever, and then you cut them off. And then you cut them off, and they're like, what? And for a split second, they think, oh, you're going to come back. They're going to come back. They're going to come back. And you don't. You never come back. They're forever blocked. Some of you don't even block them. You want them to watch. You want them to see that you do not care. That is what makes you beautiful. It feels like as obvious as your energy is, people still try to play. They still try. They still think they could be the one to get away with trying to do something behind your back or trying to, give you less than what you deserve. And then they get cut. And they have to sit in the mirror and look at themselves. And they look like this devil over here. It makes me feel like you could have built a lot with people. And because like the success is coming in for you, these people think that it's for them. They assume that your light and your energy is for them as well, but it's actually yours. So once you leave, nobody's checking on this person. Nobody's watching them. Nobody's, trying to figure out what they're doing. The only reason why they were getting any type of attention is because they were standing next to you. You know this much, but you don't care to brag about it. You don't care to put it out there and broadcast it. It's clear. But for whatever reason, people get around you and they get comfortable, they forget, and they think it's a game until you drop them off. You take everything that you brought with you and it's an empty home. You take the home, actually. They realize they only brought a bag, 2 shirts, 1 pair of pants, and socks, and some old shoes. Everything else, that was what you built. That's how you make people feel. You make them feel so comfortable, like they can just relax. And I don't feel like your intention is to just cut people off and hurt their feelings. No. You love that you make people feel that way. You love that energy that you bring. But you also want somebody who aligns with you. Someone who brings that same energy. Somebody you can trust. Because if you fall short, this isn't the type of person, this person of your past, they are not enough to hold things down until you get back up. But if they fall short, you got their back. So you don't mind, or maybe in the past, you didn't mind allowing people to grow because you are ahead of your time. You naturally understand things on a deeper level. So you understand, you get it. But when you make it clear, hey, I think we should go ahead and do this, or I think you should get started on this so we can do this, they just slack around. They don't want to do it. They don't want to get up. They don't want to do this. And so you leave. You let them know, I'm on a mission. In this life, I'm on a mission. And I'm not about to, deal with whatever energy you're sitting in. You're comfortable there. I don't think you should be. But guess what? We both have free will. So I'm going to leave. We have free will. You can keep being the person you are. Perfect. But clearly, you're not the one for me. So I'm going to go ahead and walk out the door. And the person that's meant for me will come to me. And I wish you the best. And it's the way it's like your delivery that makes people feel like, man, they just talking, like they're going to come back. Like I said, you simply don't. You never do. So you are the one that got away. And that's why people are so in love with you. That's why they love you. That's why they want to be close to you, be next to you. It's because of how sure you are within self. And you don't let anybody's actions take you away from who you are. You know yourself to the core, inside and out. Nobody can make you doubt what you already know, what you've already experienced. You've already learned these lessons. They're just repeating. That's why it's even easier for you to cut them off. So I absolutely love this pile. Very mature, very straightforward. And you get straight to business. You do not play. You do not deal with anything less than what you desire, what you deserve, what you want. So that is what makes people love you, fall in love with you. I forgot what the title is. One or the other. Is both. So it's both. They love you. They fall in love with you. They feel deeply for you because of how you cater to self. Because of how you are so sure of self. So that's your reading pile 2. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my community tab. And until then, I'll talk to you soon.